It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, the National Transportation Safety Board at the Wayne County Airport today investigating that accident which occurred around 1 p.m. yesterday afternoon. At the airport is a plane that landed slid off the runway into a wet area. Fortunately, the pilot and the 5 passengers were unharmed. The plane, a Beechcraft King Air 100, originally left Baxley, Georgia, and flew to Ocala, Florida. Then from Ocala to Jesup as it was landing to pick up another passenger as they were on their way to Nashville, Tennessee. Names of the pilot and passengers have not been released at this time of this report. Once again, this taking place Monday afternoon at the Wayne County Airport. Murder trial underway this week in Wayne County Superior Court with the Honorable Judge Anthony Harrison presiding. It's the case of the state of Georgia versus Lannis Paul Brown, who's facing murder charges in the shooting death of Zachary Johnson, which occurred back on February 3rd, 2023 at the 800 block of Community Circle in a shed on the property. The state's case being presented by Assistant DA Elizabeth Presley. The defense attorney is Arnold Regas from Atlanta, Georgia. Opening arguments took place Monday after jury selection Monday morning. Assistant DA Elizabeth Presley told the jury that this was cold-blooded murder, that the defendant, Lannis Paul Brown, shot an unarmed man in that shed, shot him in the arm while he was sitting down, and the bullet traveled into his stomach and lungs, and he bled out right outside the shed. She told the jury that the medical examiner's testimony will be crucial, as that will show the path of the bullet, that the victim was shot in the arm because she says the defendant claimed in statements to law enforcement that Johnson was lunging towards him when Brown shot the gunshot and fired, and Brown told law enforcement over and over that he shot Johnson center mass, but then changed his story after he found out that Johnson had in fact been shot in the arm. Presley says that after the shooting, Brown left town for several days, but then turned himself in on the 7th of that month while he was eating at Taco Bell. Presley told the jury at the end of this trial she'll be asking for a guilty verdict. Defense attorney Arnold Regas told the jury what's a man supposed to do, and told the jury that every killing is not a crime. The defendant, Lannis Paul Brown, acted in self-defense and was justified in shooting the victim, Zachary Johnson. Defense says that the two men simply didn't like one another, that they had a fight while both were locked up in jail, and Johnson broke Brown's ribs in that fight. Defense attorney Regas told the jury that evidence will show that this client was calm and mild-mannered in the shed until Zachary Johnson arrived and went right after his client and struck him with some brass knuckles. The defense says that Johnson asked Brown if he had a gun, and Brown said yes, and Johnson told him that he wanted the gun, but Brown refused to give it up, saying that his mother gave him that gun. The defense says that Johnson was going through a bag and told Brown that he better give him the gun before he got to the bottom of the bag. The defense says that Brown saw Johnson pull something out of the bag that was shiny and appeared to be a weapon, and that's when Brown shot Johnson once. There are other people in the shed. Their testimony is going to be crucial to both the state's and defense's case. The state says this all took place in less than 20 minutes that day in the shed. Again, people in the shed, they state, were working on four-wheelers, and there were tools all over the tiny shed. The state says the defendant is guilty of murder. The defense says it's self-defense. Again, the jury will get the final say as they'll continue to hear from witnesses today, hear from other people that were in that shed that day of the shooting. Again, WIFO film will continue to follow the court proceedings today. Have another full report for you tomorrow here on the local news, but that murder case underway at the Wayne County Courtroom C. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. The Wayne County Board of Education is set to meet this afternoon at 5:30 in a called meeting before their regular meeting set for 6 p.m. On the agenda at 5:30 is an executive session to discuss personnel. That's the only item at 5:30. As this past Friday, they met an executive session on Friday morning for personnel and came back and announced a decision on who they'll select for interim superintendent will be announced sometime today. Here was Chairman Bruce Harris after Friday's executive session.
We plan to Tuesday night. We're still having to wait on some answers, but we do have planned Tuesday night to make an announcement of what our decision is concerning filling the assistant superintendent and the direction that we will go from that point. Interim, Lord. See, that's why I'm not good at this. Interim, thank you. Interim superintendent. So that will be the game plan for Tuesday night's meeting. So am I correct in saying that, Paul?
That's correct.
Okay. Being no further business, we'll adjourn this meeting. Oh, wait.
And once again, that was the announcement Friday morning after a 2-hour executive session. Now a call meeting at 5:30 before the regular meeting at 6, again to announce who the interim school superintendent will be at Wayne County High School. WIFO will be on hand, have a full report on Wednesday's newscast. CSX has been working on the railroad crossings here in Jesup. The Cherry Street crossing is now open to traffic. Orange and Pine Street, they say, should be open later today. Magnolia Crossing will be open on Thursday, and the Buggy Whip South Brunswick track also open as of late Monday afternoon. This from CSX and Jesup Mayor Ralph Hickox. Thursday night at the K. Cagle Theater, a special event entitled Wayne's Got Talent, as local hospice and Boys and Girls Club have joined forces to put on this event. It's going to take place at the K. Cagle Theater at Wayne County High School. Tickets just $10. The show begins at 6:30 this Thursday. Here's a list of the contestants: Allie Flitterman, Alyssa Lee Johnson, Bailey Bryant, Braxton Westbury, Bristol Massara, Felinda Johnson, and Katrina Bergens, the Babes in Blue, Crystal Keith, Marcurius Williams, Riley Godwin, and Robert Thornton. And all this taking place Thursday evening at Wayne County High School at the auditorium. Tickets once again $10. If you need a ticket, call Kylie McGregor at 912-432-9339. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes of news: Wayne County Homecoming is still several weeks away, but the homecoming contestants have been selected at the high school. Following young ladies at Wayne County High School are in the homecoming court this year: Bella Beasley, Larson Chan, Jada Dent, Messiah Frazier, Vanna Lamb, Cadence McIntyre, Adeline O'Neill, Katie Sellers, Gracie Velosin, Anaya Wallace, Addie Williams, Brinsley Williamson, Satavia Wingard, Aria Woodcock, Zaria Wright, and Tristan Yawn. Again, our congratulations to these young ladies getting selected this year in Wayne County's homecoming court. Chamber of Commerce's event coming up on September 5th at Coastal Pines Technical College entitled Brew and Build, Creating Success for Your Business One Cup at a Time, tailored for small businesses. The session takes place September the 5th from 8:30 to 10 a.m. at Coastal Pines Technical College. Cost for members $15, non-members $30. Chamber asks that you pre-register by August 29th, and they ask you simply call the Chamber at 912-427-2028. And that'll do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.